Good afternoon, Leo. It is Elizabeth Bratcher, Psychic Medium, and I'm here to do a weekly read for you from the 2nd until the 8th of August. So I want to say thank you very much for taking the time to watch my video today. I do appreciate you stopping by. So guys, how I'm working is with my own deck, the Elysical, and also got my Sun and Moon Tarot here as well. Just remember that I am reading for a few of you, so not everything's going to resonate. So take what resonates and leave what doesn't. So guys, I'm going to pull you cards, 3 cards randomly from my deck, and then I'm going to pull you a full spread behind that. Just remember that I am here for the daily reads and also for the live feeds on a Friday evening. You can also book a reading with me via phone and video wherever you are all over the world. Let's have a look. Okay, so Leo. So you've got the health card straight up, okay, so I just want to pay attention to that and just say to you guys on a general sense that make sure you're paying attention to your health, okay, thinking about the long term, making choices and behaviours and all of those kind of little bits and pieces that are going to see you healthy 10 years from now, not 10 minutes from now, glorified, okay? So just have just a little bit of a feather in your hat that I want you to leave there this week, okay? By just having a very quick glance across your cards, I can see that there is a little bit of energy that's going to be challenging for you guys this week, so pay attention on that side of things as well. You know, when your body's well hydrated and well nourished, it's in its best place to keep you stress free, keep your brain moving properly, you know, all of that kind of energy that's there. So I just want to leave that, as I said, as a feather in your hat for you guys this week, Leo. So you've got the shit happens card that's there, okay? And what this card talks about is just that. Shit happens in life. But you can see it's filled with positive affirmations behind it, because that's what I wanted to intend. To express that in life, you know, some things that happen aren't fair. Sometimes we can't control it. Sometimes we don't have a choice. But it's just there. And, you know, by keeping a positive attitude and a positive notion and just realising that, you know, it's happening around us, not necessarily to us, even if it is impacting directly onto us, you know, it just kind of keeps that perspective that it's okay, I can keep moving through this, all right? It doesn't matter why it's happened, let's just deal with it and keep moving forward. When you do that, you're going to see improvements of self and situations that sits there, okay? So just keep, again, another little feather. I feel like you're going to have a few little feathers in your hat this week, Leo. Now you've got the freedom card. I want to just throw a bit of energy before I get onto specifics with you guys, okay, as well, because you've got the freedom card that sits there, which talks about, you know, release and self-love and determination, but you've also got the self-denial card that sits right next to it, which talks about self-sabotage and refusal and stubbornness. So you've got the intention card that follows. So guys, what I want to kind of say to you this week is that there's a little bit of intention in your choices, okay, because the thing is, you know, if we work with freedom of release and self-love and determination, or if we sit in a position where we're self-sabotaging and being refusing, you know, refusal and stubbornness and all of that kind of energy that's there, it's kind of like, you know, in real basic terms, it's like, pick which one do you want. Do you want the freedom and self-love that comes with the good stuff, or do you want the self-denial that comes with the headache? Make a choice, because there it is, okay? It really does feel as simple as that. And so I just want to kind of, again, stick another feather in your hat and say to you, pay attention to where you're at with that. Just really, honestly, sit back for a couple of minutes and go, well, do I go work from a place of freedom, or do I work from a place of self-denial? And if you're coming from a place of self-denial, it's not about kicking your own butt. Obviously, you need to kick your butt to get yourself out of it, but it's not about dragging yourself down even further. It's just going, oh, okay, yeah, I can see that, and I can actually see how I can improve that as well, okay? And just remembering that nothing changes if nothing changes, okay? So if you choose to ignore that energy, don't kind of complain when your life's not where you want it to be in 10 months' time, so to speak. You know what I mean? So just, yeah, a little bit of food for thought for you guys, all right? Okay, so work I do want to touch on with you guys as well. I want to say that for some of you, Leo, it's you're needing to walk away and understand that you're beating your head against a brick wall, as far as if you guys have sat there and, you know, the intentions and the promises and everything else of that, like that, have been coming in from work but not actually coming to fruition. And, you know, we've been sitting in this energy for, you know, sort of 6 to 9 months. I want to say to you that I don't feel it shifting necessarily, okay? And so for some of you, you may sit back and go, yep, that's fine, I'm just going to stay doing what I'm doing for a while, and that keeps me happy. That is totally cool. But for others of you that are really kind of looking to take that next step up and are ready to do that, you're going to have to start looking elsewhere, okay? As I said, for those of you that resonates too, I don't feel like this is a brand spanking, oh yeah, I'm going to go get a promotion this week. I feel like, as I said, there's been promises and intentions that are laid. I don't necessarily feel like it's because you're being lied to. You know, current economic circumstances and things like that have definitely altered choices and decisions that businesses have had to make. So, you know, I'm not feeling necessarily a malicious energy in it, but just one that you have to acknowledge, okay? So just if that resonates to you, it's time to kind of think about looking for that level up somewhere else, okay? It shows that it has a positive outcome to it that's there. It just may take you 5 minutes to actually bring it in, all right? So otherwise with work, for those of you that are waiting for work to come in, I want to kind of throw a little bit more of that energy back there and just kind of go, you know what, shit happens. You might not be in the situation out of fairness, but you kind of got to grasp it, take ownership of it. Don't sit in a position of self-denial and let that freedom energy come in, okay? And I'm feeling like it starts to shift the energy. I still feel a number of weeks attached behind it, like I'll get 2 to 3, but I just want to say that take ownership, okay? And I say that gently as well, because I don't want to say that there hasn't been effort being put in, but when our intention is just full of worry and woe and desperation out of basic necessities in life, it starts to kind of just, throw an energy that isn't productive, and we end up finding that, you know, somebody else is always getting the job. So just really think about that, okay? A lot of thinking for you guys to do this week. Trust your intuition. You got that's nice. Okay, so you got the spirit, the grounding, and the intuition card that are sitting all there in a row that I haven't yet paid kind of attention to. And the spirit card, I made this card as a when we look for feathers and bits and pieces and signs from spirit. This card was given to me by Spirit to make. I said, no, make a card that shows them that we're around as well. And so I did. And that's what that is, okay? And you've got the grounding and the intuition card that's there. So I dare say for a lot of you, Leo, when you actually take that time to ground, and it can be as simple as just sitting out in nature for a while and listening to what your intuition and your body wants to say, that for a lot of you, you're going to feel your guides and indeed some spirit stepping in as well, okay? It's a beautiful, supportive energy that comes in with it, all right? So just keep that in mind. Relationship wise with you guys, that's there. I want to say just be mindful, okay? It's kind of just feeling like it's sitting there like that, okay? I don't feel like I need to worry too much. I just want to say put the, proper attention and mindfulness in that it needs. I do want to say though, if it looks like a duck and it quacks like a duck and it walks like a duck, it's a duck, okay? So if some of you are actually starting to find a few truths out in your relationship, okay? I don't feel like I need to throw anything too much more into it that's there, but I do want to say, very much so, if it looks like a duck and it walks like a duck and it quacks like a duck, it's a duck, okay? Trust that. There's more to come behind that energy. Okay, we're not talking about cheating and all the rest of it, necessarily. I'm sure for some of you it may, but that's not where I'm trying to go with it. What I'm trying to say is just the truths of the situation, So what you need to know most out of all that is that support is there around. As I said, taking 5 by keeping yourself grounded, remembering that you've got this, you've got the inner strength to deal with everything we've spoken about, but stay connected to yourself, okay? It's important that you stay connected to yourself and to your truths this week. So Leo, I just want to pull some tarot for you as well. That can be your energy of the week. The Emperor, stability and stability. Yeah, nice. Which is good. So that's what I'm saying, like even though there's a lot of energy that's through there, then a lot of feathers to kind of stick in your hat. What I want to say to you, though, is I'm not feeling insecure through that energy. I'm not feeling devastation or anything else like that as I pull the 3 swords. But, I'm talking about devastation as in, like, loss of security and things like that around me, okay? So just, don't... keep it in context, okay? So your energy for the week, as I said, is the Emperor, which is all about stability and influencing, positive influences and all of that kind of energy that's there, okay? It's also talking about your own strength as well being utilised, and it's also, can show authority over home, like within self, falling back into synchronicity around with the home and bits and pieces. So there's a nice energy of that flowing through the week for everyone, okay? So you got the 10 of Cups that's there, happiness and good things. And that's where I'm saying to you, I'm not feeling like, for those of you that are going to go through the challenges this week, I still feel like it's taking you to where you need to be, okay? So embrace the journey. You've got the 5 of Swords that's there, which does, as we've talked about, a few losses that are around, but all is not lost, you know what I mean? So just make sure that you handle yourself and you're mindful with, for those of you that walk away with the victory, don't be too smug. For those of you that feel like you've walked away with a loss, just kind of have a look and see that you haven't quite lost everything, okay? So you've got the Hierophant that's there, and as I said, the grounding and everything else like that definitely is around that energy as there as well. But for some of you as well, I said there's that strong work energy around, either making that choice to move forward somewhere else, okay, or having to come back in with yourself as well. It's interesting. I keep wanting to touch on that as well. Moving. And for some of you, I know it's a completely generic thing, so, but I'm definitely feeling those that are split between like just moving and purchasing. So, but I'm feeling it, so I'm just going to say that as well. Okay, but there's a nice positive energy that's there. So for those of you that have been waiting to come in, that's sitting there. Okay, now you do have the Three of Swords. It's definitely worth acknowledging, which does talk about frustrations and, you know, possible deceptions and jealousies and all of those kind of little bits and pieces that are there. So, you know, I feel like that's resonating to where we've spoken about with the relationship sense, and I really do feel like I just want to contain it within that energy that we spoke about earlier. Okay, so Leo, that is what I have for you this week. Please show your appreciation by giving me a comment, a thumbs up, or even better, a subscription. I do reply to all the comments that you guys leave, okay? So, yeah, look forward to reading them, and look forward to you joining me again when you do. Daily read, weekly read, or over on my Facebook page as well. So take care, guys, and look forward to seeing you again.